Seattle's mornings were always damp. Clouds hung low over the sea, and there was a strange cold fragrance in the air, as if a nameless sadness had settled on every corner of the city. In this beautiful yet melancholic city lived Olivia. Olivia taught English at a high school. Her laughter was soft, her heart was gentle, and in her eyes lived a quiet pain no one understood. Every morning before going to school, she sat by the seaside for a few minutes. This was her time, her escape from the world, a moment to meet herself. One morning she saw a young man at the shore, desperately trying to save his books from the rain. Books don't run from rain, yet the young man rushed around collecting them as if his life was trapped inside those pages. Olivia watched him for a moment. A young back already tired, clothes that looked years old, but a passion for books that wasn't ordinary. She walked up to him and asked gently, "Are you okay?" He looked up. The raindrops mixed with a glimmer of tears. "Yes, just these books, they fell. If water ruins them, I won't get them again." Olivia took the books from his hands. "I'm going to school. I'll dry them there." He hesitated. You're a teacher, right?" "I must look strange." Olivia smiled into his eyes. "You're perfectly fine. Being a good human is the rarest thing." That moment was something Henry had never felt in his life. Someone finally looked past his poverty, his worn-out clothes, his frailty, and saw him. The next day Henry was there again. And the next. Olivia stopped to talk to him, first for a minute, then 5, then 10. Soon their conversations carried a warm, unspoken comfort. One day Olivia asked, "Do you study?" Henry sighed deeply, as if years of hurt pressed on his chest. "Yes. I'm in university. But things aren't good. I study, I work, sometimes I feel like quitting. What's the point if I can't pay the fees?" Olivia looked at him as though she could read all his buried dreams. "You're a good person, Henry. Don't underestimate yourself. People like you change the world." That sentence reached the deepest place in his heart. Weeks turned into months. A silent bond began to beat between them. Henry would see her from afar when she left school, and in that one glance lived a love so intense it stayed with her all day. One day the school held a literature night. Olivia hesitated and said, "If you want to, you can come." "Me?" Henry was shocked. "I don't even have decent clothes." "People are seen, not clothes," Olivia said. That night he washed his old shirt, ironed it, then ironed it again. As if he wasn't ironing a shirt but trying to straighten the creases of his life. When he entered the hall, he found Olivia already watching him from afar. Her eyes held a sparkle, one meant only for someone special. After the program, they sat on the school stairs. Cold air, heavy clouds, and something unspoken but deeply felt hung between them. Henry bowed his head. "Olivia. I feel like I'm fighting my fate. You're so good. And I'm just a poor boy." Olivia replied softly. "If a person's heart is clean, he's never lesser. You're precious, Henry." For the first time, they opened the doors of their hearts, just a little. But love stories aren't complete without obstacles. When Olivia's family learned she'd been meeting a poor boy, a storm erupted. A schoolteacher girl, and a boy from a poor family? Never. Her father's words were sharp, cruel, and heartbreaking. Olivia's world collapsed. She cried silently every night. Her heart leaned toward love, but her family stood like a wall. Henry's life was falling apart too. The cafe owner underpaid him, overworked him, and scolded him for tiny mistakes. One night his hand was injured badly. He sat outside crying as rain poured. Olivia ran to him. "Henry!" "What happened?" Her voice broke. "It's nothing, just life. Sometimes it feels like everything will end." Olivia held his injured hand. "I'm here. You're not alone." For the first time, someone made Henry feel he wasn't alone in this world. Then everything changed. Olivia's father threatened. "If you meet him again, I'll throw you out." Olivia didn't tell Henry, but a silent pain filled her eyes. Henry, too, felt he was ruining her life. He decided to step back. He stopped meeting her. The shore became empty. Rain kept coming, Olivia kept waiting. Henry didn't. Days turned into weeks, then months. Olivia's eyes dulled, her laughter faded. One day, passing by the cafe, she saw him. Weak, tired, hands wrapped in bandages, washing dishes. Olivia ran inside. "Henry! Why did you distance yourself from me?" Henry's eyes filled. "Because you deserve a better life. I can't even be a voice in your world. I don't want to be your pain." Tears falling, Olivia cupped his face. "You are not my pain, you're my love." They stood silently for 10 minutes. Their hearts saying what their lips couldn't. Olivia left home. For love, for her life, for her happiness. She rented a small apartment. Supported Henry. Encouraged him. And reminded him that the world may be against the poor. But love never is. Henry applied for a scholarship. And got accepted. It was their first victory together. Time passed. Henry completed his studies, secured a good job, life changed. But their love stayed the same, deep, quiet, unwavering. One evening they sat at the same shore where it had all begun. The air was damp, the sky cloudy, city lights shimmering in the distance. Henry whispered, "If it weren't for you, I would have never reached here." Olivia's eyes filled. "And if it weren't for you, I would never know the true worth of love." The waves crashed. The sky brooded. And their hands stayed locked. Because now they weren't just lovers. They were each other's lives. Seattle's cold evening was wrapped again in its usual fog. But today there was a soft hidden sun of happiness behind it. Henry held Olivia's hand tightly. In the warmth of that touch lay the certainty they had both fought so long for. "Olivia. I want you with me forever. Will you marry me?" Olivia lowered her head, tears filling her eyes. All the struggles, the nights of crying, the heartbreak, everything flashed like a film. "I have always been yours, Henry, how can I ever say no?" The moment was quiet, but their hearts were shouting with joy. Olivia talked to her family. Her father was still furious. "You'll ruin our respect by marrying him?" But Olivia was no longer a girl scared of the world. Love had made her strong. "Dad, for the first time in my life, I felt peace with someone. I can't live without Henry." Her mother sighed. "Be happy, my child, let people say whatever they want." Henry kept his preparations simple. A white shirt, a black coat. And a small ring he bought after working extra shifts. They married in a small hall. No lavish decorations. No big gathering. Just 2 wounded hearts, and one strong promise. When the cleric said, "Olivia bint Fatima, do you accept?" Her tears flowed as she said, "I accept." And that word completed Henry's broken life. Their early married days were simple. A small room. Cheap curtains. A bed, a little table. And giant dreams. Olivia continued teaching. Henry studied in the morning and worked evenings. Their most precious belonging under that roof was their love. Every night they sat by the window, drinking tea, watching city lights, sharing hopes for tomorrow. One day Henry came home looking pale. "Olivia, my tuition is late. My scholarship might be cancelled." Fear filled his eyes, pain filled hers. Olivia held his hands. "We've survived every storm together. We'll survive this too. I'll take 2 extra classes. Just don't give up." And she did. She took extra classes, exhausted yet smiling. Henry watched her and broke inside. But became stronger too. Within months, the scholarship was reinstated. Henry achieved excellent grades. Then one day he got a job offer from a big company. He came home in tears. "Olivia, I got the job, a really good one." Olivia hugged him tightly. "I told you, love never loses." That night they sat quietly together, absorbing their happiness. One evening they returned to the same shore. The dampness was the same. The clouds the same. The ocean scent the same. But today Henry held a small gift box. "For you, Olivia." Inside was a tiny silver chain. Simple, beautiful. Olivia smiled. "Why is it so beautiful?" Henry held her hands. "Because you made my life beautiful." The sea roared. The clouds hovered. And they clutched each other's hands. Because now they were one life. Love always wins. But only after surviving every season of pain. And Olivia and Henry survived them all. Together.